Alrighty, hey guys, I'm Shawna and I am so excited actually to be recording this YouTube video for you guys. I am here in the north of India and I'm seeing the Dalai Lama. If any of you guys want to experience a public teaching from the Dalai Lama, I would highly advise coming to northern India. There's tons of monasteries, so I want to kind of go through what my journey has been like. Pardon me, there's a couple bugs. As you can see, the Himalayas, that's a huge ass fly. I don't think I've ever seen a fly that big. Let me try to get him out. Come on, get out, brother. Okay, anyways, we're just gonna pretend like he's not there. If you can see, there's Himalayas in the background. So I'm staying in the Himalayas. The Himalayas span across India, Nepal, China. So it kind of like touches, it goes up like that. I'm in the northwestern part of India, so that is called Dharamshala, or I think I'm pronouncing it wrong, but whenever I say it like that, they're always, the natives, the locals are always telling me it's Dharamshala, Dharamshala. So that's how you pronounce it. Just to give you context, my husband and I, Dan, we are on a traveling journey for 5 months, and since I work online and I host live events, and I also have a company called Move Overseas Now where I teach people how to live abroad, I can work from anywhere, and my husband's a DJ. So we've actually been staying in the south in Goa. It's super beautiful. I would highly recommend it for anybody that's looking for like tropical, or also they have really good party scenes, so like electronic music. They also have really good restaurants. There's monkeys. It really does remind me of Bali from the pictures. I've actually never been to Bali, but if you would have plopped me there, I would say, okay, this is Bali. So that's to kind of give you background on why we're here. We are living in LA and Barcelona right now. So if you guys also have any questions about moving to Europe, feel free to ask me in the comments below. And I have been wanting to do some spiritual stuff. And as you know, India is like so ancient with literally everything, with their Ayurvedic medicine, with all the spirituality. And so I decided, okay, let me just like look and see what's happening in other parts of India. And I don't know how I stumbled across it, but the Dalai Lama gives public talks, and they are actually like completely free. Okay, they're not free, they're literally like 10 cents, 10 rupees, which is like US 10 or 15 cents. Okay, so I'm taking a solo trip by myself. I'm here for 6 days. I flew from Goa to Delhi. So if you want to come see the Dalai Lama temple, first of all, you guys should know what's here. So Dharamshala, I believe it's called the Heaven City. It's sitting up at about 2,000 meters, which is 7,000 feet. I'm specifically staying in this beautiful Airbnb in Dharamshala, but in a neighborhood of it that's a little bit higher, called Mekloed Ganj. Mekloed Ganj. That is where the Dalai Lama temple is, and it's absolutely incredible. I mean, I'm just looking out to my right, and it's just homes, it's apartments just hanging off the cliff, and then you have these wonderful views. It's filled with meditation retreat centers, yoga studios, and Tibetans, refugee Tibetans. So the Dalai Lama came over when he escaped and fled Tibet. He brought with him 70,000 refugees. India was the only country that would allow him as king to set up his, like basically his palace and his temple here. So it is absolutely incredible, you guys. You can just go through the temple, not even if he's having a talk. It's incredible. His residence is here. I think I took a video, so I'll show you that video here in this YouTube of his residence. His temple, which is called the Main Tibet Temple, is located right there. And it's pretty impressive. I mean, if you just Google search Dalai Lama home, Dharamshala, it's this like massive like palace looking thing. And they even have this circular route which is supposed to increase your virtue in Buddhism. If you walk around it, remember to, when you're here, walk around things clockwise. They have all these really cool like spinning wheels, which are supposed to give you more virtue. Just follow the custom and walk around clockwise. It's said that if you walk around clockwise 3 times around the Dalai Lama temple, that you're gonna get like more merit and virtue by doing that. So do that, and I think there's like 801 wheels that you're supposed to spin if you do that a full 3 times. So how do you register for a talk? Okay, well, first of all, look online. You can go, I think it's Dalai Lama, it's either dalailama.org or dalailama.com. But anyways, you could just type in Dalai Lama onto Google and go to his schedule tab, and then you'll see that he has public talks. These public talks are all over the world. He's not always in Dharamshala. He's also, I think he was just in Leh, which is north of here, North India. He's in India a lot, but I know he travels around. But the beautiful thing about his talks here is they're so affordable. And I'm just going to tell you guys the process, because the process for signing up for a Dalai Lama talk is very confusing. Okay? You're in a different country, so you have to ask around to get things done. So it first started with, I saw that the talk was September 5th and 6th. There's not much information online, okay? It literally says public talk, 5th and 6th. It will be the teaching on this, this, and this. That was it. There was no way to register. There was no way to see, like, can I actually get in? The answer is yes, you can get in. And yeah, the website is not that great. And it is kind of confusing. So what I had to do is I first went on Airbnb and I started asking like hosts, hey, like I'm planning on coming to the Dalai Lama talk. I'd love to stay at your beautiful apartment here hanging off of a cliff, looking over the Himalayas. Do you know anything about the Dalai Lama talks? And she, I think her name is Payan, my host. She's not actually here, but I'm renting a room. She gave me the lowdown. She's like, okay, well, you need to arrive 2 days before so that you can, at least 2 days before, so you can register. At least the day before. I arrived 2 days just to be safe. And then I registered actually yesterday, which was the day before the talk. So what does that mean? Because it's very confusing, registering. So you have to go to the office of the Dalai Lama, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which it's kind of confusing. So there's a Tibetan settlement office here in Ganj. So you're gonna come first of all to Ganj. I would recommend that you stay in Ganj. The main square, around the main square is super cool. There's tons of shops, Tibetan authentic restaurants, loads of really good shopping. So I would advise going there. And you can also do like little treks and hike to Triond, which is that mountain up there, which is like 10,000 feet. And they do like a day trip and you just go up and you come back. So I would stay there. So what does registration look like? You have to go to the office. Now, I asked multiple people. My Airbnb host told me, oh yeah, you have to go to the office in the center, the Tibetan settlement office. Okay, I went there. They were closed. Next day, went there. They said, oh no, you actually have to go to the actual temple where he lives and where he's going to be giving the talk, called, it's the Dalai Lama temple, and register there. So I'm like, okay, what do I need to register? So take notes. To register, you need to get this thing called a C form. It's basically like an arrival, where are you staying, intake form. So they want a passport photo of you, which if you don't have the passport photo, that's okay. You can normally just like take a picture of your passport photo and then like WhatsApp it to them. But you need to find a place. So typically a travel agency here in Ganj, or there was like this really cool like print shop that we found, and I found it because I was walking past and it said C form, C form, C form, and that's what I was looking for. Because if you just show up with your passport to the Dalai Lama office to register for the talks, they're going to turn you around and say, I need a C form, I need a copy of your e-visa. So the e-visa that you came into India with, so that was normally in your email, you need to actually physically print it. And then you also need a photocopy of your passport, as well as a photocopy of the visa that you entered into India with. So you can do it on the same page. So you're definitely gonna need to go to like a photocopying place or a travel agency so that they can do it for you, okay? So this C form, you basically just tell them where you're staying, when did you arrive to India, why are you here, and they complete it for you online. You can't actually physically do it yourself. You have to go somewhere that's gonna do it for you. So anyways, that's pretty complicated. Once I did all that, now that took a couple hours. Along that route of when I figured all of this out, I also figured out other things that we should do. And I say we because I made like a friend in the C form office when I was making my photocopies. They advised us for the talks, if you have a white scarf, and now only there's a certain type of white scarf, the Dalai Lama can potentially come up to you and bless you. So if you hold the scarf out like this, he could potentially come up to you. Now there's 700 people that attend these talks, so chances are, you know, if your problem's big enough, maybe he'll find you. That's what everybody's telling me here. So I did buy 3 scarves, 2 for my mom, 2 for my parents, and then 1 for myself. And I have had the scarf on me the whole time today. So that was one thing I would advise you get. The other thing, when the Dalai Lama gives these public talks, he is talking in Tibetan. He's not speaking in English, okay? So he's speaking in Tibetan, but when you get there, they have TVs everywhere, so depending on where you sit, if you don't have like a direct view of him, you still hear everything, and the TVs have radio stations with the translations. So you need a radio. So you need to go, this is like why it's important to get here 2 days before, so you can kind of walk around and figure out where everything is. You need a radio, an FM radio, and you need some headphones because you're gonna tune into whatever language it is. So in my case, I tuned into English, which was 95.1 FM, and there was a Spanish one as well. I will try to tell you all the languages: English, Chinese, Vietnamese, Spanish, Russian, Portuguese, Italian, Hindi, I think. I think those were majority of them, and I might be missing out on a couple. So get the radio and the headphones. It was about 600 rupee for the radio, 350 rupee for the headphones, so like about $10 total. The C form and my scarves that I bought, I think were like 500 rupees, so that's like $6, $6 US. Oh, the other thing you need to bring when you register, because when you register, you can actually go up the day before and claim your spot. So you need to buy a cushion as well, because it's not, they don't have cushions like that they provide for everybody. Sometimes they'll put like a mat, but just to make sure you're not sitting on the hard ground, they sell cushions right outside of the Dalai Lama temple and all the shops around. So I think we paid $4 US, so 350 rupees for the meditation cushion. So you're definitely gonna wanna buy one of those. Other thing, with the meditation cushion, you need sellotape, so get some tape, and get a piece of paper, because you need to write your name on your cushion to reserve your spot. So when you find the spot, after you register, they're gonna take your copy of your passport and the visa entry. So the actual passport page of your information, and then also the visa entry page with the stamps, the e-visa printed, and the C form printed, okay, with your passport photo at the top. So that's the things you need to register for the talk. Then they give you an ID card. And with this ID card, that's what you need to bring into the talk. Okay? Okay, now that's done. Make sure, they're open from 9 till 5. 9 till 5. They're closed on Sunday. I'm not sure about Saturday, but I think they only open the day before. You can also organize private groups to go see the Dalai Lama, and in that case, you would get placed inside of the temple. Now, this you can reserve in advance by emailing, I think it's the email on his website. You can also do this in advance, at least 2 weeks before, or a month, and you can organize private meetings, group meetings. So with your group, you can actually meet the Dalai Lama privately. The advice I've gotten for that is to email, okay? And guys, if you're liking any of this information and want help with your move abroad, or learn how to digital nomad, or to start a business online, feel free to jump into the Move Overseas Now course. I literally show you from A to Z how to move abroad, including visa trainings. I've been doing this for 7+ years with permanent residency in Spain and about to get Czech citizenship. So I know the ins and outs of the processes, as well as like hundreds of hours of research that I'm doing for you, that I've also already done from my years and years of experience, but that you don't have to do, and you don't have to reinvent the wheel. And then you're gonna save a bunch of money too, because you're not gonna have to like hire people for every little thing. So feel free to sign up for that. It's in the description below. And then if you really like this channel, feel free to like and subscribe. Okay, let me keep going with the chat about the Dalai Lama experience. So after we put our cushions down, at this point you are allowed to have your phone because it's before the teaching. But just note, the day of the Dalai Lama talk, people are getting there at 4:30 in the morning to line up. The gates officially open at like 5. So people were already getting there at like 4:35. The talk wasn't until 8 a.m. Okay? So people were getting there 3.5 hours early. I basically got 2 hours of sleep last night. I was so excited, I couldn't wait, so I barely could sleep. And I woke up at 4:45. I organized a taxi to pick me up because it's pretty dark over here, and I heard there's bears. So walking around at night, like, I wasn't trying to do that. So I ordered a taxi. So if you guys need a good taxi recommendation, I will definitely give you my friend Sanjay's. Okay, the other thing I want to share with you. What are you allowed to bring in with you? The day of the talk, no blades, no sharp objects, no cell phones. You can bring your radio, but no cell phones. You can't record. And I think this is something to do with China and like spying. Something like that. I'm not 100%. So no cell phones were allowed, which is actually really nice to just like be without a cell phone the whole day. So yeah, that is what you're allowed to bring with you. I also brought a beanie and a sweatshirt that's really warm because it is quite chilly. And and an umbrella. It was raining. It was pouring and lightning in this like forest monastery vibe. It was really kind of cool. I felt like I was in a movie. So yeah, I would definitely bring water protection because it's very cold and rainy, especially in the summer months. But if you're coming for spring, it probably shouldn't be that bad. Okay, it's also very cold here, so I wouldn't come. I don't think it would be pleasant during the winter because it's really cold. Now, the day before, when you're setting up your cushion, there are like little barriers that say do not enter here. This is for reserved seating only. Just make sure you don't put your cushion over there because then you'll like lose out. We put ours in the back middle, and I had a direct view of the Dalai Lama, literally like this, but from like 300 feet back. But it was so super serene. And I'm gonna create another video which talks about the experience of when we started chanting and when the Dalai Lama actually came out. So I'll put a link for that up here. and hopefully you guys could watch that. It was such an incredible experience. And if you guys are thinking about going to India, let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you have any questions about India. It's a wonderful place, and I would highly suggest coming to McLeod-Ganj. Again, if you want to learn how to move overseas now and move abroad and live the life of your dreams, work online, sign up for the Move Overseas Now course. I'd love to have you on there. At the time of this video, there is a waitlist, so whichever link is in the description, feel free to click that, and then follow and subscribe for more. And super excited to see you guys. Namaste from India.